Hare Krishna, everyone. Dandavat Pranam, Jai Prabhupada. Please accept my humble obeisances. So, wishing everyone a very happy Diwali, happy Govardhan Puja.
Happy Diwali, Mataji. Happy Govardhan Puja.
I don't have anything like set prepared. Initially we were thinking we'll just read from Bhagavatam, but I thought let's just have a more directed discussion, more targeted discussion. So, Mataji, एक second. Everybody understands Hindi? तो थोड़ा हिंदी में भी बात करेंगे, है ना? Hindi English mix में. Is that okay? Do you understand Hindi? Okay. You sure? Okay. Because you need to understand the most, I guess.
Yeah,
so.
Ram.
And Ram does, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So today I thought we'll talk more about Diwali. Let's talk more about Lord Ram. Govardhan Puja, maybe we'll talk tomorrow morning in the class, if that's okay. Huh? क्या
हिंदी
अच्छा सॉरी तो मुझे आदत है ना तो यू नो दिवाली पे सब लोग क्या करते हैं सभी हम बात कर रहे थे लोग पॉटलक करते हैं ना लोग कितनी कितनी चीजें करते हैं गैम्बलिंग करते हैं कार्ड्स खेलते हैं 3 पत्ती आई नो रिमेम्बर वेरी फेमस है ना तो दिवाली में भगवान को याद करने के अलावा सब चीजें की जाती है कितनी शॉपिंग होती है कितनी सेल्स होती है नए कपड़े लेते हैं लोग है ना ज्वेलरी लेते हैं अपनी शान और शौकत डिस्प्ले की जाती है लाइक हाउ ऑपुलेंट वी आर बट अच्छे अच्छे गिफ्ट्स बांटते हैं सबको राइट एवरीबॉडी शुड गेट एंड व्हाट वी आर गिविंग यू नो गिफ्ट दैट मैटर्स इट इज फॉर आवर रेपुटेशन यू नो हमारी रेपुटेशन का क्या होगा लक्ष्मी गणेश जी की पूजा होती है सो दैट वी गेट गुड फॉर्च्यून एंड गणेश जी गिव्स यू नो गुड लक एंड एवरीथिंग लेकिन that's not what you know Diwali is about. Diwali जो है it's a festival of lights, you know. So Diwali comes from Deepavali, right? Deep. So इसका अगर संधि विच्छेद किया जाए संस्कृत में, so Deep plus Avli means row, and Deep means lamps. So a row of lamps is called Deepavali. And so, as you know, traditionally the Deepavali was celebrated when Lord Ram came back to Ayodhya. So what Ayodhya Vasis did was they lighted all the roads leading up to the forest from where Lord Ram was coming with lamps, rows and rows of lamps, inside their house, outside their house, on the roof, and then on the roads. And everybody was standing on the roads and outside their houses because they were separated from him for 14 years. And he was their life and soul. And now he was coming back, their pran was coming back, their life and soul. Imagine that somebody that is so dear to you, so beloved to you that you could not live without, that was the center of your life. He was going to become the king the next day. And instead of becoming your king, he had to leave. And with him went Mother Sita, who's none other than goddess of fortune. You know? With him went Lakshmanji, his dear brother and also his servant. And they all went, and Ayodhya had become like a completely deserted. All the Ayodhya Vasis tried to leave with Lord Ram. They tried to follow him. And then it's a beautiful story how Lord Ram confused them so that they would come back. But so for 14 years, they were waiting. And his beloved younger brother Bharat was waiting. His mother was waiting. ना उनकी माँ wait कर रही थी. उनके सोचो पिताजी तो ऑलरेडी चले गए थे लेकिन माँ वेट कर रही थी तो so Diwali, you know, yes, you can display your money, but there are some things, ऐसी बहुत सी चीजें जो ये सब मनी से या गुड लक से नहीं खरीदी जा सकती. They cannot, they're very very meaningful. So can anybody name some meaningful things that money cannot buy? Yes. Friendship. Love. Anybody else? What do you think, Ram? Anything that money cannot buy? Money you would think can buy anything, right? I can buy all kinds of diamonds and good clothes and cars and houses, mansions. Huh? Some people are even buying like stars, that I'm going to buy that star. So there is a facility available where you can buy certain, and that star will be named after you or your child. But can good qualities be bought from money? You know, can you develop tolerance, forgiveness, patience, compassion, mercy with money?
Kindness.
Huh? kindness. Can you buy that? Can you do that? Good values, है ना? Good ethics, moral, good conduct, good character. Can all that be bought? नहीं ना? So none of these things are actually, and these things are valuable. These things are more precious than any amount of money. So, and Lord Ram, he was the highest perfect gentleman who imbibed all these qualities of love, all these things that you mentioned, of love, forgiveness, patience, kindness, tolerance, what else? All the good values, good morals, ethics, conduct, best etiquettes. That's why he's called Maryada Purushottam Ram. So that's why Diwali is not about just money and opulence and good clothes and jewelry and winning in some gambling or card game. It's about Lord Ram. It's about what a perfect, ideal gentleman he is. Maryada Purushottam, है ना? जैसे कृष्णा को क्या बोलते हैं? जैसे भगवान राम को बोलते हैं मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम. Yes. किस चीज की लीला पुरुषोत्तम है ना? क्योंकि भगवान लीलाएं करते हैं. बट भगवान राम और कृष्णा में अगर डिफरेंस देखें, सो कृष्णा की जो लीलाएं वो समझ नहीं आती. देयर इनकंसीवेबल, देयर वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड, देयर वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू इमिटेट, because he's Purna Purushottam Bhagwan. When Krishna comes as the original personality that he is, with all his opulences, and he displays all those opulences when he comes through his pastimes. तो आप गोवर्धन नहीं उठा सकते अपनी उंगली पे. Can you do that? Can you kill all those demons as a child, है ना? इतने छोटे बच्चे थे तब भी मार दिया, है ना? ऐसे ये, और इतनी इनकंसीवेबल लीला है कि माखन क्यों चोरी कर रहे हैं, या ओखली क्यों, ये सारे पॉट्स क्यों तोड़ दिए, मदर यशोदा को इतना क्यों सता रहे हैं, गोपीज के वस्त्र क्यों चुरा लिए, ये these things. कालिया के सर पे कैसे नाच रहे हैं. Very very inconceivable. So very difficult to understand Krishna. Lekin Lord Ram, actually, when he came, he is setting a standard for us to follow. Actually, ordinary people can follow his standard of sacrifice, of how he sacrificed immediately. His father and mother told him, उन्होंने उनको बोला कि तुम ये वचन दिया है तुम्हारे पिता ने, इसको पूरा करो. उन्होंने एक पलक भी नहीं झपकाई. The whole time he's gently smiling. Not even a frown came on his face. And he gently smiling said, yes, mother, if that's all you want, mother. You did not have to even use your promises, your vows for this. You could have just told me. मैं ऐसे ही चले जाता, इसमें अपना promise क्यों use किया? तो ऐसा sacrifice, अपने elders की बात मानना, such noble conduct towards his brothers, towards all the sages, how he went on this vanvas and he visited all the sages. It's a conduct for us. It's establishing a standard for us that when you go to Dham, you go to these places, you also be austere like Lord Ram. कुछ तपस्या करो, साधु संतों से मिलो. उनको क्या जरूरत है किसी साधु संतों से मिलने की? But he made, he went and met Agastya Rishi and so many. Now who can, one of the kids, where did Naina go? Okay. Krishna ने क्या बोला है कि मैं क्यों आता हूँ धरती पे? Why does he say anything in Bhagavad Gita about that? Why does he come? Does Ram know anywhere in Bhagavad Gita? You want to recite the verse where he says?
There's two.
Okay, sure.
Prityanam sadhunam vinashaya dushkritam samsapstapnathayo samhavanam.
And
Yadayadagi dharmasya granirvakti bharata abhyathan dharmasya patadapmanam sujameham.
yeah. So what does Krishna say? When I come for two main reasons, three main reasons you can say, to establish religion, yes, to protect my devotees and to kill the demons, है ना? तीन ये कारण हुए आने के. तो और बहुत सारे रीजंस होते हैं, एक्चुअली हमें पता नहीं होते, बहुत सारे इंटरनल या कॉन्फिडेंशियल रीजंस भी होते हैं जब भगवान आते हैं. जैसे कि लॉर्ड राम के केस में देखो, भगवान आए, he wanted to not only just protect the devotees, but actually when he comes, he likes to exchange very intimate, very close, friendly relationships in different moods with different devotees, है ना? जैसे कि आप लोग कुछ, I'm sure अगर हम चाहे तो we can go around the room a few times, which devotees he exchanged relationships with. let's start with kids. Ram, tell me koi relationship of Lord Ram with a devotee. You can tell us the name of the best servant of Lord Ram if you want. They were all best, but still, whichever one comes to your mind. अच्छा, राध्या बताएगी फिर.
राधे आप बताओ.
हनुमान. Okay, good. हनुमान. So हनुमान को सेवा दी और किसको? Navya, you want to mention some? कौन लोग मिले? The key, mention the key main. Yeah, Vibhishan. Okay, so Vibhishan के साथ friendly relationship. हनुमान जी को का उनके लिए दास्य भाव था, servant वाला भाव था. Then शबरी, right? केवट, निषादरा, गुहा और कोई सुग्रीव है ना, वाली को तार दिया है ना. इवन वाली के साथ भी लास्ट मिनट में कितना ब्यूटीफुल एक्सचेंज है that people still learn from. It's such a beautiful story. Jatayu, wonderful. Yes, right. So think about this. He does not look at anybody's material qualification. It's not like somebody can say, oh, you have to be very educated to be a servant of Lord Ram or to be in devotional service. You have to be very wealthy. You have to be very famous. You have to have a big house. No, none of the qualifications are needed to serve Lord Ram. Somebody can say, at least you have to be a human. Lord Ram says, no, you don't even have to be human because Hanuman is not a human. Jatayu is not a human. Vibhishan is a demon. He's not a human species either. So, और क्या वो squirrel, छोटी सी squirrel, she's not a human, right? So you don't even have, he says, no qualifications are needed to serve me, to exchange devotional loving relationships with me. So भगवान आते हैं बहुत सारे भक्तों के साथ तरह तरह के भाव में relationships exchange करने हैं. Not just protection. And then all the sages of Naimisharanya. Somebody can say, okay, you have to be a Brahman. Yes, they were Brahmans, but then Shabri is yeah, Nishadraj. They are very, very low caste actually. Say that again.
What was the forest?
हाँ, जामवन, right? Bear. अच्छा, और भी तो कितने हैं? अहिल्या तो you can say is a stone, not even, right? So कितने? And
was trying to save from
हाँ, Jatayu, right? So
the forest was
Dandakaranya, sages of Dandakaranya, है ना? और demons. अच्छा, फिर भगवान बोलते हैं मैं demons को मारने आता हूँ. Can anybody name different demons from Ramayana?
बताओ राम.
So Ram needs to read Ramayana next. Your name is in it. It's about Lord Ram. So you have to know who your namesake is, right?
Do you have the book?
Yes.
हाँ बोलो. कोई demons के नाम बताओ. The demon that Lord Ram. रावण. Yes. उसने ले लिया सबसे बेस्ट वाला.
राम ने रावण को मारा था तो.
Tadka. सबसे first demon that he killed. Marich. Yes. Marich. Look at Marich. Marich, think about this. Marich's intention was so bad. You know, he was serving Ravan. He was in the service of Ravan. But still, since he was calling the name of Sita, Lakshman, so Lord Ram came. Imagine if we say the name, and he was saying those names intensely. If we say Lord Krishna and Mother Radharani, you know, Radharani's name is Hare. If you say Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, wouldn't he come? And your intention is actually pure. When Marich's intention was not even of serving him, his intention was actually of harming him. Even then Lord Ram came. तब भी उसको तारने आ गए कि ठीक है, हम भी माया की सर्विस में लगे हैं, जैसे वो रावण की सेवा में लगा था, हम भी माया की सेवा में लगे हैं, लेकिन हमारी कुछ इंटेंशन, कुछ faith है of serving Lord Ram. So we are also saying these names, but let's say them purely, let's say them with proper intention, and he'll come. So Lord even does not, you know, look at your intention. He actually look at your action. देखा कि हाँ सीता का नाम लिया है और उनको तो पता ही है कि मारीच कौन है, आ गए. And who else? मारीच, ताड़का बोला आपने, रावण बोला, सुबाहु, मारीच है ना, सुबाहु, मारीच and सुबाहु, yes. And then खल and दूषण, हाँ. और शूर्पणखा का तो बस नाकी काटा था, है ना, शूर्पणखा. And so many miscellaneous. Remember the Dandakaranya forest was actually infested with demons. And that's why one of the reasons why Lord Ram went to the forest, because he wanted to, because all those sages were doing tapasya in the forest and he wanted to protect them from all these demons. So he killed so many demons actually in the forest. फिर लेकिन इन सबसे बड़ा reason क्या है? So ठीक है, devotees के साथ pastimes करने, demons को मारने आते हैं. लेकिन सबसे बड़ा reason ये है कि when भगवान comes, he wants to create these beautiful pastimes, this very intricate, very complicated, enormous story, this legendary story that people will be enacting, will be reading, will be absorbing, will be learning from, will be, for ages and ages. अभी तक उसके serials बनते हैं, उसकी movie बनती है ना? उसके रामलीला की जाती है, stage shows होते हैं. We are reading Ramayana, many versions of Ramayana are written, and then people make Bollywood movie spin-offs from Ramayana. They'll take a little portion and make some spin-offs, right? People will alter the characters of Ramayana and write so many books. So in one way or the other, they are absorbing their consciousness in Lord Ram. Think about it. So he creates this beautiful, enormous, he's the director, actor of this story in which there is everything. There is tragedy, there is comedy, there is horror, there is action scenes going on, violence going on, loving relationships, Sita Maiya ke sath romantic romance going on, and there is all types of bad qualities being shown, all kind of good qualities being shown. So that is what Ramayana is, है ना? So रामायण के बारे में ऐसा बोलते हैं कि before we actually came into ISKCON, we knew the story, and so that's why many people don't want to hear kathas again. We know the story, it doesn't matter. But just knowing the story, knowing the pastime is just actually for entertainment purpose, and that's a very superficial reason to read Ramayana, just for entertainment purpose. So far we were only listening for that purpose of entertainment. But then there is second purpose. The next level is, once you are beyond that entertainment, you try to apply that knowledge in your life. That gyan you need to apply so that it becomes vigyan, so that there is realization, so that you go deep into the knowledge and get some realizations. इसलिए जितने लोग बार-बार सुनते हैं, बार-बार जितना long time से they have been in this spiritual path, they have more and more realizations because Lord reciprocates with them. So every time they read Ramayana, they are drawing more and more lessons. So learning those lessons, practical applications, how our conduct should be in our life, how we should be with our spouse or with our friend or with our brothers or with our parents or with the other common people, that when you start learning and applying in your life, then the second level of that pastime leads to enrichment. So this is a deeper layer. So not just entertainment, now you're enriching your life by learning this lessons. Enrichment मतलब कि कुछ वैल्यू मिल रही है आपको उसकी. एंटरटेनमेंट में तो कोई वैल्यू नहीं है. एंटरटेनमेंट में तो जैसे हम कितनी बुक्स मूवीज देखते हैं, बस सुना पढ़ा भूल गए. लेकिन जब हमारी लाइफ में उससे कुछ फायदा होता है, बदलाव होता है, ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन होती है, हार्ट में ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन, लाइफ में ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन, योर कैरेक्टर चेंजेस, राइट, then that is enrichment. The third level is finally when it leads to reading these pastimes, reawakens your love for the Lord. You see how Ayodhyavasis were completely in love and surrendered to the Lord, and you start developing that love and surrender in yourself. Self-realization starts. The pastime hearing this Hari Katha leads to detachment from this world and attachment to the Lord. है ना? तो फिर self-realization, enlightenment happens. So the third level is, the first is entertainment, which is very superficial, which most people do. Second is enrichment, when you start applying. And third is finally enlightenment, where you understand, okay, this great Lord, this supreme personality of Godhead, this is my Father, this is my best friend, my only well-wisher, this is the cause of all causes, this is my goal. And I have to redirect my whole life. I have to change my lifestyle, the way I act, the way I do things in my life, so that I can reach to my goal, which is Krishna Prem, which is the Dham of Krishna, the Dham of Lord Ram. So then that pastime leads to enlightenment. So that's the deepest, that's the most important reason why Lord comes and makes these pastimes. तो उनके हमने कथाओं में देखा कि भगवान ने कैसे कितना सैक्रिफाइस किया. रामायण में हर कैरेक्टर का आप देखो. Just say if you can name somebody, can you name anyone that you can think of sacrifice something for someone? In sacrifice is a very big theme in Ramayana actually.
Ramayana?
किसी ने किसी के लिए कुछ sacrifice किया.
Jatayu.
जटायु ने अपनी लाइफ सैक्रिफाइस कर दी मदर सीता को बचाने के लिए, है ना, एज ए ड्यूटी टू लॉर्ड राम, है ना, एज फॉर लव ऑफ लॉर्ड राम। सीता मैया का बताया आपने। विभीषण चाहता तो लंका में आराम से खुशी खुशी ऑपुलेंस में रहता, एंजॉय करता रावण के साथ। नॉट ओनली वो वहां पे रह के, वो कहते ना, उसका इतना बुरा नाम कर दिया, घर का भेदी लंका इन द नेगेटिव कॉनोटेशन, बट ही इज वन ऑफ द प्योर डिवोटीज ऑफ द लॉर्ड। एक बार क्या हुआ, विभीषण का पास टाइम आता है कि he was chanting राम राम राम, हाँ, लंका में बैठ के। तो रावण ने उसको देख लिया, रावण ने उसको पकड़ लिया, तू राम का नाम ले रहा है, तू लंका में रहता है और तेरे घर में सारी दीवार पे राम 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 लिखा है। तो विभीषण वाज वेरी इंटेलिजेंट, यू नो, कृष्ण भक्त है, बड़ा चतुर। तो उसने कहा कि भैया ये राम का नाम नहीं, क्या बोल रहे हो, अरे ये तो रा इज रावण एंड मंदोदरी, ये तो राम, आप और मंदोदरी हो, रावण और मंदोदरी। आपको तो चाहिए कि सबसे ये अपने दोनों के नाम बुलवाओ। आज से मैं सारी लंका में बोल दूंगा कि रावण और मंदोदरी का नाम लेना है राम राम। सारी लंका में लोग राम राम। सो ऐसे विभीषण, है ना, कि रह रहे हैं बिल्कुल जैसे प्रहलाद महाराज की तरह, बिल्कुल डीमंस के बीच में, है ना, प्योर डिवोटी, माया के बीच में, जहाँ माया से बच नहीं सकते, फिर भी किसी तरीके से भजन में लगे हुए हैं। और जैसे ही भगवान आए उनके पास चले गए, सब छोड़ छाड़ के। भरत का सैक्रिफाइस, इतनी ज्यादा उनको इतना गिल्ट उनको दिया गया कि सब लोग उन पे शक कर रहे हैं, दे डाउटिंग द इंटेंशंस ऑफ भरत एंड केकई, कि केकई ने इसको इसने कुछ कहा है, सो दैट केकई प्लेड ऑल दिस ड्रामा, arranged all this plot, so must be his doing, and everybody is doubting him, and in that doubt he's living for 14 years in Ayodhya. And he put Lord Ram's Paduka on the throne. And he said, I will not even live in Ayodhya. He went and lived somewhere outside Ayodhya. और कहते हैं मैं जमीन पे भी नहीं सोऊंगा, I'm going to dig a hole and sleep underneath because my mother Sita and Lakshman and Ram are sleeping on the ground. उनसे नीचे लेवल पे सोऊंगा मैं। तो उनका सैक्रिफाइस देखो। लक्ष्मण जी, उनको क्या जरूरत थी जाने की, 14 साल भाई को भेज दे, चले गए, आप अब जब आओगे आपकी सेवा करूंगा। लेकिन he went with him. He didn't even sleep and eat for 14 years. And Lord Ram did not even know that he is not sleeping and eating for 14 years. है ना, वो तो सब जो भी वो खाते थे वो उसके बाद लक्ष्मण को दे देते थे कि ये तुम खा लो, उसको इकट्ठा करते रहते थे, वो कभी खाते ही नहीं थे। ये नहीं पता था। और आपने मदर सीता को भी क्या जरूरत थी। एंड देन लक्ष्मण इवन लेफ्ट हिज वाइफ, सो इमेजिन उसका भी, उर्मिला का भी सैक्रिफाइस, उसकी मदर सुमित्रा का भी सैक्रिफाइस, है ना, उन सब का भी सैक्रिफाइस, और सारे अयोध्या वासी का सैक्रिफाइस, और इतनी बड़ी सेपरेशन। तो ये जो रामायण है, दिस इज अ स्टोरी ऑफ, यू नो, इट्स लव, सैक्रिफाइस, forgiveness. Lord Ram के कैरेक्टर में forgiveness, he immediately forgave. He actually was never even you know, had any bad feelings about Mother Kekai, because he knew this is all my arrangement. Ultimately, I'm the Paramatma, I'm the absolute truth, so I made Kekai do all this. This is part of, she's just playing a role in my pastime. But still, on surface, you know, he is showing that, look, you know, I forgive her. There is no reason to hold any grudges. And he even told Bharat that, you know, you just need to forgive her. And she lived in such regret for 14 years. So many you know, things. Yeah. So what happens is, Vibhishan, so this is the compassion of Lord Ram. Look at his compassion, that when Vibhishan was coming to join their army, everybody, हर कोई उन पे डाउट कर रहा था कि ये दानव है, ये शत्रु है, ये हमारे सारा उसको बताएगा रावण को जाके, तो हमें इसको कुछ ज्यादा बताना नहीं चाहिए। लेकिन हनुमान जी ने बोला नहीं नहीं, इस पे ट्रस्ट कर सकते हैं, मैं जब लंका जलाने गया था मैंने इसका देखा था आचरण, एंड ही वाज हेल्पफुल टू मी, तो इसको हम ट्रस्ट कर सकते हैं। तो लॉर्ड राम की बात सुनते हैं। लॉर्ड राम आल्सो शोज हाउ टू बी अ लीडर। इट्स नॉट लाइक कि जो मैं बोल रहा हूँ वही सही है और बाकी सब गलत है, नहीं, हनुमान ने बोला तो आई ट्रस्ट हनुमान, सो आई विल ट्रस्ट दिस विभीषण। ही सेड कि विभीषण अगर आके मुझे बोलता है कि मैं आपके समर्पित हूँ, अगर वो सच में मेरा शेल्टर लेने आ रहा है, then I'm going to make him the king of Lanka. So all the Vanars were very confused and bewildered. You are saying you will make Vibhishan the king? Mataji don't speak Hindi, right?
I can speak.
You speak Hindi, okay. Wo was doing Hindi/English, so. So he said, okay, if Vibhishan surrenders to me, if he's really come to surrender and take my shelter, then I'll give him Lanka. And the monkey said, okay, so Vibhishan is fine. Now let's say if Ravan comes and says that I will take your shelter, तब क्या करोगे आप? तो कहते कोई बात नहीं, इसको लंका दिया विभीषण को, तो रावण को मैं अयोध्या दे दूंगा. तो उन्होंने कहा अगर आप रावण को अयोध्या दोगे तो भरत का क्या होगा? भरत is ruling अयोध्या right now. So he said,
प्रभु जी इधर आइए, इधर आ जाइए.
so he said कि भरत को क्या जरूरत है अयोध्या की? भरत को तो मैं अपना अबोड वैकुंठ दे दूंगा. तो वानर ने बोला, सभी all the monkeys were like, आप भरत को वैकुंठ दे दोगे तो आप कहाँ रहोगे? So he said कि मुझे किसी जगह रहने की जरूरत नहीं. I live in the heart of my devotees and I'll just stay there. So that's what that was the verse you were reciting before, right? Where Krishna says that na ham basami vaikunthe yoginam hrideshuva yatra gayanti madbhakta tatra tishtami narada. So that's the location of, So Mataji, Prabhuji, we were just discussing the glories of Lord Ram and how on Diwali, instead of focusing on buying new clothes and jewelry and gambling and all these other things that people get into, let's keep Lord Ram the center, from whom Ayodhyavasis were separated for 14 years and finally he's reunited with them. Actually, yesterday in the class we were thinking that this whole month of Kartik, there is so much separation going on. The month starts with Sharad Purnima, when the Gopi Geet happens, and Krishna hides himself. So when he's hiding, gopis are feeling such intense separation from Krishna. So that's where
Gopi Geet.
So वहाँ पे separation हो रही है. Then बाद में Krishna इसी month में Akrura came to get Krishna and Balram from Vrindavan, because Kams Maharaj had sent Akrura to get Krishna and Balram from Vrindavan. And so they left, and so Brajvasis were feeling separation from Krishna. Then Prabhupada left in this month. So Prabhupada disappearance day is coming up in a few days. And so that's a huge separation for all the disciples. And then comes Bhishma Panchak in the last 5 days of Kartik, when Bhishma Pitama left. So much separation this month has, but there is one day in this month where there is a lot of reunion going on, and that is when Lord Ram came back to Ayodhya. Actually, there was that's why there is so much festivity. There is lights and firecrackers and everything, because we are welcoming Lord Ram back into the heart.
दीपावली 5 दिन का होता है, तो पहला होता है धनतेरस, तो उस दिन में क्या उसका क्या है धनतेरस में?
So
नरक चतुर्दशी.
So Mataji, that churning of ocean, Samudra Manthan Leela happened in this month, right? कार्तिक के महीने में. So जब समुद्र मंथन हुआ था, तो धनवंतरी निकले थे ocean में से, और धनवंतरी was holding Ayurveda, the knowledge of Ayurveda in one hand, and he was holding the pot of nectar in other hand. Remember the pot that was given to Mohini Murti, right? So he was holding both those things in his hand when he came. So that's Dhanvantri, who brings all the knowledge of health and health sciences, and also the good fortune with the nectar, opulence with the nectar. Narka Chaturdashi is basically Narkasur Vada. So let's थोड़ा सा और रामायण के बारे में बात करते हैं. I want to fan the spark in Ram to read about his namesake, Lord Ram.
Ram, please.
Actually, he is namesake of Lord Ram, not the other way. Is that right, Ram? You'll read Ramayana? You'll finish it and share something with us next time? Yeah?
Sure.
It's a story. Have you read Harry Potter? No?
Any stories you're interested in? Any books?
Dogman.
Dogman. तो रामायण से शुरू करो stories पढ़ना फिर. But अपने पता होना चाहिए ना मेरा नाम कहाँ से आया है, वो कौन पूर्ण पुरुषोत्तम भगवान, सुप्रीम एब्सोल्यूट ट्रूथ, लॉर्ड राम. अच्छा, राम का मीनिंग क्या होता है? So you know the meaning of your name, राम? अच्छा, ये तो पता होना चाहिए. फिर राम का मीनिंग कौन बताएगा? We will take the kids. What's your name? Indulekha. Oh my God, do you know who is Indulekha? Yes, I know. I'm sure you know.
I don't know.
She's one of the Ashtasakhis.
Oh, okay.
So Govardhan, you know, around Govardhan, there are so many groves, kunjas, and one of the kunjas is of Indulekha actually, because each Sakhi has a kunja around, a grove, garden grove around Govardhan, and one of the kunjas belongs to Indulekha. So, okay, Ram ka meaning kya hota hai? Koi anybody, Naina, you want to take a guess? Somebody take a guess. One of the kids. चलो आप बोलो फिर. नहीं पता?
I answered last time.
बोलो, it's okay. You answered last time, तब तो पता होगा.
I don't remember.
Beautiful. Navya.
You can say from B.
Light,
There's
अच्छा.
one word you can use from B.
सब में रमण करने वाले.
तो राम का मतलब होता है the source of all bliss, है ना, सारे आनंद का जो स्रोत है, the source of all bliss, है ना, he is the. So you know, in this world, we say Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that this is dukhalayam ashashvatam, and anyone knows that verse? Kids, okay, so you need to remember, right? Mam upete tu punarjanma dukhalayam ashashvatam napnuvanti mahatmanam samsiddhim paramam gatam. So anyways, we need to start revising if we don't remember. But so dukhalayam ashashvatam, so हमें पता है कि this is dukhalayam, this is a place of misery. But devotees, okay, fine, this may be a place of misery, but we still don't want to be miserable here. We still want to enjoy. We still want to experience all bliss and joy. We are not going to be miserable. We are devotees of the Lord. So how can you get joy in this world, even though this is Dukhalayam? The Creator himself says Dukhalayam, yet we are going to defy the Creator and have fun in this world. How can we have fun? Reach the source of all bliss. So say the names of Lord Ram. So whoever knows this verse, please recite with me. This was said by none other than the Vaishnava Nam Yatha Shambhu, the topmost Vaishnav, Lord Shiva. So he says, Shri Ram Ram Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranam Tattulyam Shri Ram Nam Varanane. So imagine, this verse is saying that Shri Ram ka naam alone is equal to Vishnu Sahasranam. Sahasranam Tattulyam Shri Ram Nam Varanane. He says this to Mother Parvati. And then I'll tell you one more verse. Okay, so that's why we have to chant the names of Lord Ram, because that is the source of all bliss. So if we chant the names, and we've heard the glory that if Marich said the name of Mother Sita with impure intention and Lord Ram came. So if we chant the names of Hare and Krishna with purity, जैसे वो सीते बोलते हैं ना, सीता को अगर बुलाना है तो कैसे बोलोगे? सीते. राधा को बुलाना है तो कैसे बोलोगे? राधे. ऐसे ही हरा को बुलाना है तो बोलोगे हरे. तो प्योरली इंटेंसली बोलो, है ना. तो इसके बारे में भी एक कहानी आती है, just a short story I'll tell. So who knows who's Janak Maharaj? Yes, Mata.
Sita Mata's father.
Yes, Sita Mata's father. So Janak Maharaj is one of the 12 Mahajans. Okay, there are 12 Mahajans described in Srimad Bhagavatam, and he's one of them. So Janak Maharaj, you know, after he left the body, he was traveling up to the Dham of Lord Ram, Saket Dham, in the spiritual sky. As he was going, he crossed somehow Yamlok. As he was crossing, he heard very horrific, बहुत ही anguish cries coming from inside. मतलब बहुत क्या बोलेंगे? बहुत wailing, मतलब जैसे रो रहे हैं लोग, बहुत जोर जोर से रो रहे थे.
soul से cry.
हाँ, बहुत और बहुत ही heart, you know, anguish टाइप ऑफ क्राइज आ रही थी. तो जनक महाराज रुक गए कि एक सेकंड मैं पूछ के आता हूँ ये क्या हो रहा है. यमराज से पूछता हूँ. अब यमराज आए. सो दिस इज अनदर महाजन. सो 12 महाजन्स में एक यमराज भी आते हैं. तो 2 महाजन्स के बीच में बात हो रही है. उन्होंने पूछा यमराज से, ये क्या हो रहा है तुम्हारे लोक में? इतना क्या तुम टॉर्चर कर रहे हो जीवों को कि वो इतना जोर जोर से रो रहे हैं, मुझसे सुना नहीं जा रहा. तुम क्या इतना मत करो इनको. तो कहते कि यू नो मैं तो यमराज हूँ, मैं धर्मराज हूँ. इन्होंने जो भी अपना कार्मिक रिएक्शंस हैं वो मैं इनको दे रहा हूँ, इनके सिंफुल रिएक्शंस, एंड दे नीड टू गेट दैट बैक. नहीं तो ये अपनी आगे जर्नी नहीं कर पाएंगे. They cannot move into their spiritual journey unless they get the reactions of their karmic debt back, basically. So Janak Maharaj ने बोला कुछ तो उपाय होगा. Can I help them somehow? He said, yes, you can help them. You know, you have chanted so much names of Lord Ram in your life. If you give the results of one purely chanted Lord Ram name to these people, then अभी ये बात हो रही है, अभी बात खत्म नहीं हुई, सेंटेंस खत्म नहीं हुआ. जनक महाराज ने कहा हाँ दिया, मैंने एक प्योरली एक शुद्ध राम नाम का फल इनको दिया कि अगर इससे इनकी वो जाती है, अभी वो इतना बोल ही रहे हैं, एक शुद्ध राम नाम का फल इनको दिया, बात भी खत्म नहीं हुई, सारा वहां पे सन्नाटा हो गया. देयर वाज नो मोर क्राइज, खाली खाली, सबके पाप सब तर गए. So imagine this is the purity, this is the importance of chanting Lord Ram's name. And we are getting to chant by mercy of Prabhupada so many names, 1728 names, hopefully, we are chanting. No, 1728,
16
mantras we are chanting. अब उसको multiply करो with 16 जितना भी होता है. That many names of Lord we are chanting. I know. So you can do that maths and tell me what is the number. 1728 multiplied by 16. अच्छा, ये वाली वर्स बताती हूँ मैं आपको, बहुत अच्छी वर्स है, ये हमारे स्क्रिप्चर्स में आती है. भर्जनम भव बीजानाम अर्जनम सुख संपदम तर्जनम यम दूतानाम राम रामेति गर्जनम. Listen to this verse, very very beautiful. Then we'll stop after this. भर जन्म भव बीजा नाम, इस भव के जो बीज हैं, जो सीड्स हैं, लाइक जो कार्मिक रिएक्शंस है, राइट, वो भर्जन होता है कि जैसे तवे पे आप सीड्स को रोस्ट करते हो ना, दे गेट रोस्टेड, द सीड्स ऑफ कार्मिक रिएक्शंस गेट रोस्टेड ऑन दिस तवा. ओके. अर्जनम सुख संपदाम, सुख संपत्ति अर्जित होती है, मिलती है. तर्जनम यमदूता नाम, यमदूतास कभी आते नहीं, वो दूर रहते हैं, यमदूतास. For whom? It doesn't happen to everybody. Not everybody can burn their cosmic reactions. Not everybody can keep yamdutas away. Not everybody can get sukh sampada. But for whom these things happen? For that person who does what? राम रामेति गर्जनम, जो राम का नाम की गर्जन करता है अपनी लाइफ टाइम में, मतलब लाउडली इंटेंसली जो भगवान के नाम का गर्जन करता है, उसको ये सब चीजें होती हैं. तो यमदूत कभी नहीं आएंगे, है ना.
कितने सारे बेनिफिट्स हैं,
कितने बेनिफिट्स है देखो
भगवान का नाम लेने.
सो भगवान ने तो चैतन्य चरितमृत में कहा है कि कली काले नाम रूपे कृष्ण अवतार. सो भगवान ने नाम के रूप में अवतार लिया है इसमें. एक लास्ट बात बताती हूँ, देन वी कैन स्टॉप. सो भगवान राम ने एक प्रॉमिस किया है रामायण में. वो बोलते हैं, सक्र प्रपन्नो यस्तवास्मिति च याचते अभ्यम सर्वदा तस्मै ददामि एतद् व्रतम मम. He says, सकृत, सकृत एक बहुत फेमस वर्ड है, that comes repeatedly in our scriptures. और सकृत का मतलब होता है even once. If you notice the Sanskrit, sometimes you'll say sakrit word is mentioned many times. Sakrit means even once. Sakrit eva prapanno, yes. Prapanno means surrender. Whoever takes my shelter even once, and what does he say? Tav asmi, I am yours. Tav means yours. Asmi matlab me. I am yours, O Lord Ram. Even once, if somebody says that, what do I do? Abhyam sarvada tasmai. I give them fearlessness. Abhyam sarvada tasmai dadami etat vratam mama. ये मेरा व्रत है कि मैं उसको अपने आप को दे देता हूँ. So imagine if we say, Oh Lord Ram, I am yours. Everybody say loudly, Oh Lord Ram, I am yours. Tav asmi. So ये याचना करो भगवान से, तब आस्मी, just say it even once. Lord Ram says, I give this vow, I take this vow. So we should actually, Bhagavad Gita में कृष्णा ने बहुत सारी vows, बहुत सारे promises किए हैं. We should always read those vows, read those promises and try to memorize them and try to recite those to us. Like even in 18.66, the same thing, right? Ma Shucha, he's saying no fear, have no fear. And just shall take my shelter, surrender unto me. Sarv dharman parityaja mam ekam sharanam raja. So here also he's saying the same thing. Just say that I'm yours and sakra deva prapanno. Yes, even just once take my shelter. So this verse actually is said in conjunction with the pastime of Vibhishan coming. So when Vibhishan was coming, that's when he said that. Even once somebody says, I have made this promise. And he does not, Lord Ram, he's absolute, he's Param Satya, he does not break his promise. Krishna does not break his promise. So we should read these promises, we should recite them, we should memorize them. Jaise ki Mother Draupadi ka promise. I know you were saying it in your head, I could hear. So what does she say, Mother Draupadi? प्रतिज्ञा तव गोविंदा नामे भक्ता प्रणश्यति इति संस्मृत्य संस्मृत्य प्राणान संधाराम्यहम्। प्रतिज्ञा तव गोविंदा, गोविंदा तुमने ये प्रतिज्ञा ली है, नामे भक्ता प्रणश्यति, मेरे भक्त का कभी नाश नहीं हो सकता, इति संस्मृत्य संस्मृत्य, ये याद रख रख के प्राणान संधाराम्य, हम, मैं अपने प्राण बचाए हुए हूँ, आई एम मेंटेनिंग माई लाइफ हियर। सो ऐसे हमें अपने प्राण, जैसे बिकॉज वी फॉलो इन द फुटस्टेप्स ऑफ डिवोटीज, सो मदर द्रौपदी इज सेटिंग एन एग्जांपल दैट वी शुड remember the promise, and this promise of name bhakta pranashyati was made in Bhagavad Gita. Shipram bhakti bhavati dharmatma shashvat shantim nigachyati kauntaya pratijanahi name bhakta pranashyati. So she also sets an example for us that look, I am memorizing that verse of Bhagavad Gita. So she is memorizing the verse of Bhagavad Gita, a pure devotee who's getting the association of Krishna the whole time. वो सोचती है तो कृष्णा आ जाते हैं, उनका नाम कृष्णा है, कि जो कृष्णा की है वो कृष्णा, वो भगवत गीता की वर्स याद कर के अपने प्राण बचाए हुए हैं। तो हमें अपने प्राण बचाने, हम तो माया से गिरे हुए हैं, हमें तो कृष्णा पता ही नहीं कहाँ पे है, कि कैसे आएंगे, उनका अरेंजमेंट क्या है, उनका फॉर्म क्या है, कुछ पता ही नहीं, हमें तो नाम भी नहीं आता प्योरली चैंट करना। तो हमें कितना इंपॉर्टेंट है ये याद रखना भगवान के प्रोमिसेस, इनसे फेथ बढ़ता है ये प्रोमिसेस याद करने से। वी शुड ट्राई टू रिमेम्बर दीज वाउज। भगवान ने जैसे एक एग्जाम्पल में लॉर्ड राम ने दिखाया कि जब वो चलते थे ना नंगे पांव जंगल में, तो उनके पैरों में कांटे और पेबल्स लग जाते थे और उनके पैरों से खून निकलता था। एक दिन लक्ष्मण ने मदर सीता को बोला कि मैं भगवान राम के पैर साफ करने की कोशिश करता हूँ, he doesn't let me clean his feet, he doesn't let me tend to the injuries, he's bleeding, I want to put some ointments, some herbs on it, he doesn't let me do anything, can you approach and see if he will let you tend to his feet? So she approached him and he said, no Sita, I cannot let you take any of those pebbles and thrones out of my feet. So she said, why not, they are hurting you, you're bleeding. He said, I have made this promise that whoever takes shelter of my lotus feet, I cannot give them up. So these pebbles and thorns have taken shelter of my feet. How can I give them up? So they have to stay at my feet. So this is the Lord Ram who comes back to Ayodhya. This is the and Vipralamba Bhav that Ayodhya Vasis were experiencing for 14 years, comes to end on this day of Diwali. And it's a very, very high bhav. We cannot understand it. But at least we celebrate. At least we say that, hey, Lord Ram, please enter into our heart again, and make our heart like Ayodhya. Anybody knows the meaning of word Ayodhya?
Yuddha, like there's no war.
Yeah, where there is no war, where there is no conflict. So such a consciousness where there is no fight, there is no conflicts, where there is no anarthas, there is no problems, there is no distractions and disturbances and deviations. That place is called Ayodhya, right? Because in Ayodhya, Lord Ram is always the center, and there are no conflicts between people. There is no disturbances and distractions, nothing. So please make our heart like Ayodhya, where you can enter, where you can come back. So we need to make our heart like Ayodhya, where there are no conflicts. And so there are many things that we can talk about this pastime, but anybody wants to share anything? Yeah, questions?
माता जी, जैसे कहते हैं कि एक शुद्ध नाम लेने से भगवान तक वो नाम पहुंचता है, तो हम लोग जो शुद्ध नाम नहीं ले पा रहे अभी तक, तो फिर हमारा वो चैंटिंग कैसे भगवान तक पहुंच रहा होगा, या फिर वो नहीं सुन रहे हैं अभी वो नाम, शुद्ध नाम तो हम अभी नहीं ले पा रहे हैं, तो शुद्ध नाम तक हम कैसे पहुंचेंगे, या फिर कैसे हम वहां तक पहुंच सकते हैं भगवान तक, क्योंकि हम तो शुद्ध नाम नहीं जप पा रहे हैं।
माता जी, प्रैक्टिस एंड देन कीप प्रेइंग। जब आप चैंट कर रहे हो कि
और जो शुद्ध नाम नहीं जप पा रहे हैं वो नाम भी भगवान सुन रहे हैं।
हाँ, भगवान तो अब मरीज का हमने एग्जाम्पल तो दिया, वो भी सुन रहे हैं। अजामिल ने नारायण का नाम लिया था, वो भी बिना किसी इंटेंशन के किसी का नाम लिया था, तब भी विष्णुदूत को भेज दिया उन्होंने, है ना? तो आप इंटेंशन से कर रहे हो, आपकी एटलीस्ट ये मंशा है, बट यू आर फाइटिंग विद योर माइंड, यू आर स्ट्रगलिंग विद योर सेंसेस एंड माइंड, दैट्स ओके, that's a struggle, Mataji. Lekin I always say, this is a nice struggle, this is a fight, it's a good fight, it's a fight against Maya, it's a fight against mind and senses, but it's a good fight. So you, like a soldier, you keep fighting even though there is still attack after attack from the disturbances and difficulties. It's like a lot of days when we don't feel like chanting, but still we chant. So it's a fight. चलो आपको लास्ट एक वो बताती हूँ, इससे आपको शायद थोड़ा कुछ इसमें समझ आ जाए। So does anyone know the meaning of the word Dashrath? Yes.
Dashrath.
हाँ, so क्या दशरथ?
10 chariots.
10 chariots का क्या?
It means that someone who can control his 10 senses.
Yeah, so he was who can fight in 10 directions. वो 10 दिशाओं में fight कर सकते थे. 10 chariots का मतलब है 10 directions में fight कर सकते थे. But also philosophically it means that he had control over all his 10 senses. You know that we have 5 karmendriya and 5 jnanendriya. So all 10 senses he had full control over. Then now let's see what is the meaning of what is another name for Ravan? He had 10 heads, so 10 Dashanan या दशमुख है ना, ऐसे दशमुख. So what does that represent? Dashanan means जिसके 10 मुंह हैं या सर हैं और 10 सर से वो भोग करता है. वो उसको इतनी इंजॉयर प्रोपेंसिटी है, he keeps himself in center, उतनी ही ज्यादा इन्फ्लेटेड ईगो है, उतना उसका माइंड हर तरफ जाता है, डिस्ट्रैक्टेड रहता है. He is angry more, he is lusty more, he has uncontrolled, unwanted desires to enjoy in this world, he wants to exert his lordship over everything. So that comes from having these 10 heads, है ना. So हमको कैसा बनना है? हमको दशरथ महाराज जैसे जो डिवोटी हैं ऐसा बनना है जिनकी अपनी सेंसेस पे कंट्रोल है. ऑफ कोर्स इट्स हार्ड, पर हमको ऐसा नहीं बनना जिसमें इतने अनर्थास हैं, इतनी लस्ट है, इतनी डिजायर्स हैं, इतनी एंगर है, लॉर्डशिप एंड एंजॉय मेंटालिटी है. वो है दशानन या रावण. तो लेकिन भगवान राम किसके घर आए? वो आए दशरथ के घर, है ना. लेकिन अगर हम दशानन भी हैं जैसे आप बोला तो भी आए लंका में और उसको मारा, तो उनको बोलो कि मेरे अंदर जो रावण है, जो ये डीमन है रावण का, जो मेरे अंदर ही बैठा है, रावण भी है हमारे अंदर और राम जैसे बोलते हैं ना. सो रावण है, उसको आप आके मार दीजिए. प्लीज एंटर इनटू माय हार्ट दिस दिवाली एंड kill that Ravan that is so uncontrolled, who's make me a heart like Ayodhya and kill this Ravan inside my heart. So that is रावण की तो बहुत उसकी अलग लीलाएं हैं बहुत सारी, जो भी हम will not go into that. I'll just stop here. Anybody else? No, you came at the tail end, but could you want to share or ask about Diwali? We were just sharing about Lord Ram, how he should be the center, how we should invite him in our hearts. And lighting the lamps is symbolic of what Ayodhya Vasis did those many years ago in a different yuga. Yes, Navin.
Can you recite one Shloki Ramayana?
Oh yeah, yes. Let's recite. Okay, whoever knows, please recite. So she's talking about ek shloki Ramayana. The one shloka describes the whole Ramayana in one shloka, so we can recite that. Adau Ram tapovanadigamanam Hadvam Mrigam Kanchanam Vediham Jatayu Lankapuri Dahanam Bali Nigrahanam Samudra Taranam Sugriva Sambhashanam Paschad Ravana Kumkaranadihanam Etadhi Ramayanam. So Adav, in the beginning, Adav Ram Tapovan Adigamnam. कैसे छोड़ के तपोवन में चले गए. This is not describing him going to forest for vanvas. This is describing when Vishwamitra came to take Lord Ram, and he went with him. And that's when he met Mother Sita and he killed Tarka and delivered Ahilya and all those pastimes. So Adav Ram Tapovan Adigamnam Hatva Mrigam Kanchanam. गोल्डन डियर मारा, वो मारीच हो गया. फिर वैद ही हरनम, फिर वहां पे I don't know, actually आदव राम तपोवन आदिगमनम में भी वनवास मिल गई. हाँ, and then वैद ही हरनम मतलब मदर सीता का हरण हुआ. वैद ही इज मदर सीता. वैद ही हरनम जटायु मरनम, जटायु died in saving मदर सीता. लंकापुरी दहनम सुग्रीव संभाषणम. फिर समुद्र तरनम, फिर हनुमान जी गए समुद्र को पार करके और लंकापुरी में आग लगाई, दहनम. उसके बाद पश्चात रावण कुंभकर्ण को मारा. That's the whole Ramayana. So this is not the whole Ramayana. Like we said, we have to not take it at entertainment level. We have to. The Ramayana is so deep that even like a jump of Lord Hanuman is described in detail, and so many purports are given on each and every demon that he came across in that jump. कि अगर उसने उस डीमन ने हनुमान जी की शैडो पकड़ ली तो उसका क्या सिग्निफिकेंस है, उससे हम क्या सीखते हैं, ये हनुमान जी के आचरण से हम क्या समझते हैं. एक ने मुंह खोला एंड हनुमान जी एंटर्ड इनटू हर माउथ. So what does that imply? There is a lesson to be learned even from that jump of Hanuman ji. और फिर वो जब लैंड हुए तो वहां पर वो कैसे वो सिम्मिका आई थी and he punched her, and what does she represent, and what is, you know, so Ramayana is very very deep. We should read it, we should recite it. एक मैं आपको और अच्छी सी वर्स बताती हूँ. बहुत ये आती है नीति शास्त्र में, इसके बारे में बोलते हैं. ये वर्स ऐसे है. प्रातःद्युत प्रसंगेन मध्याह्न स्त्री प्रसंगते रात्रौ चोर प्रसंगेन कलाओ गच्छति धीमहि. Anyone has heard this verse before? You've heard it? Proji, do you know this? So this is very beautiful. You'll like it. प्रातः द्युत प्रसंगेन, ये बता रहे कि स्क्रिप्चर्स कैसे रीड करने चाहिए हमें. सुबह सुबह प्रातः में द्युत मतलब गैम्बलिंग मैच के बारे में बात करनी चाहिए. So you know, so गैम्बलिंग मैच का मतलब क्या? गैम्बलिंग मैच किस में आता है? महाभारत में. महाभारत में सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज क्या है रीड करने के लिए? नहीं, भगवत गीता. तो इसलिए सबसे सुबह सुबह क्या रीड करना चाहिए? प्रातः द्युत प्रसंगेन. इसका मतलब वो प्रसंग करो जिसमें द्युत आता है, मतलब जिसमें भगवत गीता आती है. मध्याह्ने स्त्री प्रसंगात. आपको कहेगा स्त्री के बारे में क्यों बात करूं मैं आफ्टरनून में? तो मॉर्निंग में भगवत गीता पढ़ो, आफ्टरनून में स्त्री के बारे में. स्त्री के बारे में क्यों बात करूं? क्योंकि सारी जो रामायण है उसमें बड़ी सारी, उसमें मदर सीता है, उस मदर सीता की है. लॉर्ड राम के लिए जो रामायण है इट इज रमा आयन. ये रमा का ही गुणगान है लॉर्ड राम के लिए. तो जो जिसमें सारी स्त्रियों का व्याख्यान है, दैट इज जिसमें मदर के कई का कैरेक्टर आता है, मंत्रा का, कौशल्या का, अहिल्या का,
लड़ाई हुई बिकॉज ऑफ
शूर्पणखा, राइट. तो तरह तरह की. तो इसलिए आफ्टरनून में स्त्री के बारे में बात करो, मतलब रामायण पढ़ो. फिर बोलते हैं रात्रौ चौर प्रसंगेना. ये तो सबको पता होगा. तो क्या पढ़ोगे? भागवतम, श्रीमद् भागवतम पढ़ोगे रात में. तो ये ऐसे आता है कि ऐसे हमें स्क्रिप्चर्स पढ़ने चाहिए. सुबह we should bathe our consciousness in the morning in Bhagavad Gita, in the afternoon in Ramayana, and in the night in Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, with that we'll stop. Vancha kalparubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo. Hare Krishna. दीपावली महामहोत्सव की जय. गोवर्धन पूजा महामहोत्सव की जय. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Guru जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.
प्रभु जी आप भी कुछ सुनाइए. आप पहली बार आए.